right. Grant.
Yes.
Random game roulette, or you want to talk about something else?
I forgot about the random game roulette. Let's do it.
You forgot about that random game roulette?
Let's do the random game roulette, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. Let's ask AI.
Well, here's the thing: is I feel like we've had enough time to where AI has like maybe it's reset itself, right? Surely,
Probably. Right?
Surely it can't continue the streak of terrible games.
Surely not. Surely we're going to get a great game. All right, so we've come to the final segment of the podcast where we do a random game roulette. This is where we ask AI to give us a random game to talk about. We either know it or we don't, or we learn some video game history while we're at it, and we'll do some gameplay.
Might be from old BBC Gaming Incorporated.
Oh yeah, they could have a game, couldn't they?
You didn't really think that name through.
You didn't? You don't think so? What was the actual name of it? Like, what was it called? You remember what it was actually the BBC stand for? Oh, your fucking mic. Mike, your mic is down, buddy.
That's all right. We're back.
Anyway, I'll ask. I hear you. I'll ask AI. Let's see. Give me a random game.
No, his name was like BBC. It stood for like Big Bayou Crawfish or something like that. I don't know. I told him to go home and Google BBC and see what comes up.
All right. Let's see. Give me a random game from any of your console. All right. Let's see what AI gives us. The fuck?
Oh, God. The streak continues.
I've heard of this game. Anyway. Let's pull this up. Oh, buddy.
Have you heard of this game?
I've heard of it, yes.
Okay.
But I've never played it. I remember the talk around it, yeah.
Oh, well. You've played a lot of games, so if you've heard of it and haven't played it, that means it's terrible. Oh, God, I see the name. Yeah, I hated this game. I feel like, okay.
All right, so for our listeners, the game is Boogerman.
A pick and flick adventures.
A pick and flick adventure on the Sega Genesis.
So this is one of those games that everybody was trying to be like Earthworm Jim. You know what I mean? When Earthworm Jim came out, it had like the graphics, like the real cartoony graphics.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of games like this. Like, I have no idea why they made a game like this. I guess everybody farts and boogers. Oh, that's funny. Well, it was the 90s, so I guess that was the error. All
right, so let's do some random facts. Released in 1994 for the Sega Genesis and later for the SNES. It's developed by the team that would later create Earthworm Jim. Yep. Gross out hero. Boogerman's powers revolve around burping, farting, and flicking boogers. It was a juvenile and leaned hard into toilet humor. The alter ego, the character's real name is Snotty Ragsdale, a millionaire who becomes Boogerman when investigating a polluted dimension called Dimension Excrement.
That's the fuck, man. Oh, man. Hold on. I just feel like, first of all, we all know this is very this is Beavis and Butthead era of of jokes and stuff. But I can just picture them sitting around. How old do you think the people were who made this game?
Oh, probably 20s.
They had to have been. Like, they couldn't 20s. Have been like 40-year-old suits. You know, they could have been suits up there sitting around talking about, I got to get it over a game. How about we boogers, farts, and excrement X, whatever, dimension excrement or whatever. Had to, and they had to have been very high. Like, this. I feel like the people who made this game, you say what you want, but this was back when developing was development. They did it right. Cocaine, weed. I mean, they probably were drunk. I mean, this is the kind of game when you mix all that together. This is the kind of game you get. But you know what, though? I guarantee they had a good time making this game. I bet they had fun making this game. This seems like the type of game that was like, you're fucking ordering pizza every day. You're probably fat. You're probably not getting laid, but you're making a good fun game.
Yeah. They had a hidden Earthworm Jim cameo in it in the Sega Genesis version. He appears as a hidden boss fight if you enter a special code. That's interesting.
Interesting. Could you imagine? Could you imagine going on a date and be like, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I make video games." "Oh, yeah. What game are you working on now?"
Yeah.
Sit down. Let me tell you about this game called Boogerman.
It had its own soundtrack. Composer Matt Furness created a quirky, bass-heavy soundtrack filled with wet sound effects that matched the game's theme.
God.
Cult classic status. Despite mixed reviews, Boogerman gained a cult following for being one of the most bizarre platformers of the 16-bit era.
I can believe it.
Great. I got a commercial.
Oh, this is even better than the gameplay.
Let's do a commercial first. It's only 30 seconds.
Is that John Candy?
If you had jalapenos and beans for every meal, you'd have an atomic butt blast too. Boogerman for Sega Genesis. Hey, boogers aren't his only weapon.
Wasn't me.
All right.
Well.
All right, let's go to gameplay. Here we go. You ready?
No.
The flatulent swamps. Oh, God. Uh-oh.
You had to like charge it up. Ugh. It was a wet one.
Okay.
Oh man, the 90s. You had to live there. You had to live in it.
Oh, my God. Yep.
You know, the 90s was a great era.
That was a good era.
It was.
It was really good. Well, Grant.
All
That's
right.
the podcast.
All right. That's the podcast, guys.
We're
We appreciate
back.
y'all too.